I'm Joey Tedesco and you're watching the Cartoon Palooza. I get pretty excited when I see nostalgic characters make a comeback. Just like in today, we're going to be seeing a comeback with the Flintstones. When was the last time we saw a Flintstones cartoon in recent years? The last I can think of is Flintstones on the Rock, which sadly still hasn't made the shift to DVD. I know Seth MacFarlane was supposed to make a reboot of the cartoon for primetime, but due to creative choices and the current landscape of primetime television animation, it's kept them from pursuing the project. So now we get to see Fred, Wilma, Betty, and Barney used in today's animation, featuring cameos from WWE wrestlers like John Cena and CM Punk. What? The Flintstones Stone Age Smackdown is one of the few tie-ins between a classic cartoon property and current WWE personalities. The last time I saw one was a few years back with Scooby Doo, and given how that one got a sequel, it seems like we're probably gonna get more. We see wrestlers like John Cena, The Undertaker, and CM Punk brought to the animation style of the Flintstones. In the story, Fred fails to receive an early paycheck from a planned vacation, so he comes up with a scam into making the money back that leads to the creation of the WWE. Now this isn't bad, as this is the normal setup for a lot of Flintstones episodes. I'm gonna go as far as to say if it weren't for the addition of the WWE, it does manage to be faithful to the style while upgrading the animation in appropriate areas. The film's directed by veterans of Warner Brothers Animation, who have worked primarily on the work of the Looney Tunes, therefore bringing a bouncy style to the normally stiff characters of the Flintstones without it being distracting. You also got the same voice actors who have been portraying Wilma and Fred since 2000, and it's almost like I would consider it canon, despite the fact that the original actor who played Mr. Slate couldn't reprise his role due to his unfortunate passing right before the film's release. In the film, we get all the things we've come to expect from the Flintstones, like Fred sliding off dinosaurs' backs. Believe it or not, that actually happens quite a lot. And we also get the side jokes where the critters are operating machines and doing that thing where they look at the camera and make a snide comment that we all see coming. Let me guess. It's a living.
It's a living.
Called it. The only downside is that unlike the original animated series where we get a fake laugh from the audience, we're left with an awkward silence for most of the jokes. Sometimes this works to the film's advantage, like in the scene when Fred is talking to John Cena's character.
I don't plan on breaking rocks my whole life.
None of us do, kid. None of us do.
Other times, it's pretty weird. I know it's odd since we all know the fake audience laughter was corny, but it did give the show as well as the other classic Hanna-Barbera cartoons a style. So with all that praise coming into the film, what's wrong with it? Alright, so there's going to be a big mammoth in the room once I bring it up, so let's actually watch the opening and see what it is. Fred's late for work, the theme song plays, we cut to him going to Starbucks, alright, whatever. This is just a casual spot for dignified cameos? Alright. Cut back to Fred going to work. Yeah, everything having to do with the WWE in this film is so awkward. Like, it's so painfully plugged in there. It's so weird. Now, come to think of it, it is funny how open the film is about wrestling being more of a show than an actual sport. Fred needs to find a way to afford a vacation for his family when he screws up an opportunity to earn his paycheck early, so he gets the idea to get John Cena and some of his pals together to form a wrestling event. Since all the wrestlers don't want to fight each other, Fred convinces them to play up a fight that, like I said earlier, admits that wrestling is less sport and more entertainment. Part of what makes it interesting. Not great, just interesting. So you got a few of your favorite wrestlers included in the film. John Cena is making his debut in the Flintstones world as a family friend of Fred's boss, Mr. Slate. We also get other wrestlers like The Undertaker, the Bella Sisters, and CM Punk. A few of those, I'm sure, regretting their work on this film. I know nowadays when you hear that John Cena is starring in a movie, that's not a bad thing, considering that after Trainwreck, a lot of the films he's done have proven him to be a charismatic actor. Sort of like how Channing Tatum made a career change since Magic Mike in 21 Jump Street. But this is before Trainwreck, and a lot of the stuff he was doing was focused on his wrestling persona, and not necessarily his strengths as an actor. Kind of like Fred, the movie. which happened. Sorry if I reminded that to a few people, or you just found out about it today. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's put some more focus on John Cena on hold and discuss CM Punk. Now, since CM Punk was known for turning heel, or as the fans put it, going rogue, but for what most people had to say, it was a pretty bad falling out that's kept him from going back to professional wrestling. Mind you, he's left the WWE in 2014. The movie did come out a year later, portraying Punk as the bad guy. Yikes. Knowing that Vincent McMahon got his hands all over this, it only makes it seem more harsh. Just as harsh as seeing Nikki Bella and Cena together in the film. Now with the Flintstones, it's no surprise that they use a lot of rock puns. And they do have clever puns for some of these characters like Vince McMagma as opposed to McMahon. But I'm gonna be real with you, it seems like they just got bored and decided to throw rock and slate with no sense of caring at some of these names. John Cena's name is simply John Cena Stone. No joke. Could have given them a few seconds and come up with a better name like John Cinder, John Sanda, Slata, if you want to justify the relationship between Cena and Mr. Slate. Even Krista, yeah, John Krista could have been a better one to use than John Cena Stone. And I just came up with that like in 20 seconds. If you thought John Cena stopping a boulder falling towards the Scooby Gang was stupid, don't worry, it still is, but this one's dumber. Now John Cena sees Fred and Mr. Slate in trouble when a dinosaur come tumbling down towards them. He catches the dinosaur and throws him overboard. So I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a recurring theme in these films to show John Cena save the main character by throwing a massive object coming towards them, and then afterwards stroking Cena's ego.
Wow, that was amazing. You got some moves, kid.
Oh, you're so amazing. You're like Hercules if he had crow's feet and was a middle-aged father of two. Now, I don't think I have much else to say about this one. If you want to see the Flintstones come back, you may be pleasantly surprised. Most of what they did for the Flintstones did feel as if they tried to give it a fair representation for a new audience that I'm sure Seth MacFarlane probably would have done justice if he did actually get around to making that reboot. But I'm just going to be real with you, this ain't worth it. I'm not even sure if I'm going to say it to forget about it, just okay. So my question for today, considering that I asked what your favorite wrestler was, if you even watch wrestling, I want to know which is a cartoon crossover you'd want to see with WWE wrestlers. Me personally, I want to see a Deadpool cartoon with the New Day. I just think that'd be mind-blowing. Comment below and let me know what you think. I'm Joey.T.Cartoon.P and thanks for watching this video on the Cartoon Palooza.